What's up, guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs. Got a new figure review for you today. This is the new Marvel 6-inch Nick Fury. Basically the same as the old Ultimate Nick Fury from the 2-pack with World War II cap, but this is retooled just a little bit, and it has the Sam Jackson head on it. I want to start off by talking about the head sculpt. It is actually pretty nice. It's a very close likeness to Sam Jackson. It's not absolutely perfect, and the paint's just a bit shiny on it, which doesn't look quite realistic. But as you can see, it is easily recognizable as Samuel L. Jackson. So, good job to Hasbro for that. Very pleased with it. Alright. Figure is a kind of a tall figure. He's in at almost 7 inches, which makes him really out of scale compared to Captain America, for example, who is only 6 inches in the movie version. So he's a little bit too tall in my opinion, but I guess I can overlook that. He has the same coat as before, same legs and upper body, except for the collar they added for his turtleneck. But the jacket's the exact same, the arms are the exact same as the old one. The boots, everything's the same, sculpt-wise. So there's not a whole lot to talk about there. He's got the regular ball jointed shoulders. You can see it in there. The restriction is, or the motion is restricted a little bit by the coat because it sticks out, especially when you put the gun in the holster. So you can't get the arms to go straight down very easily, but I guess that's okay. He's got double jointed elbows, the wrist rotates, and has a pivot in the wrist too, so that's pretty nice. The head's on the ball socket, but that actually has a disc in it as well. So you can pop the head off like all the other newer figures, but it also has the forward-backward motion, which I think is really nice. When you see the Loki review coming up next, you'll see why I think that pivot in there is important. And then he has the upper abdominal rotation, and it's kind of like just a ball joint, but it doesn't have a whole lot of motion. That's about it for forward and back. And then side to side. It's pretty limited too, but it's not, I mean, it's more than enough, so that's okay by me. The legs are on the regular Hasbro ball joints with the thigh rotation built in. They're really close together on this figure, so it looks pretty good, I think, because the ball sockets don't stick out like some of the other figures, kind of like Black Panther. They stick out really far, but it's also really hard to pose them because there's not a whole lot of motion. They're so well packed in there that they don't have a whole lot of range. That's about as far forward as you can get the leg, which is alright. The knees have a double jointed knee. The feet have the ankle joint like that, and then they have the rotation right there at the ankle as well. That's it for their articulation. So it's not the most articulated figure, but it is well articulated in my opinion. He comes with 2 rifles. They're just solid black on this guy. They didn't put any paint detail on the weapons at all. This one's flat black. There's no gloss to it at all. And this one is just molded in a shinier plastic. So we've seen those rifles before. Nothing new there. He's got 2 of these pistols, just like the old one, the old figure. This time the pistols have a silver slide, so it's actually a pretty nice looking gun. They're both the same. Same holster on the leg. He does have a new chest harness. It's a lot more compact and a lot more simple. So he's got a new holster up there built in, and then he's got 2 little magazine pouches right there. And it is a loose harness. It just has a cross in the back, but it's inside the jacket, so it's not as nice as the old harness in my opinion. The other one had a lot more detail and a lot more stuff going on, but this one is pretty realistic and will definitely get the job done. So I'm happy with that. In terms of paint, like I said, the head's it's just a little bit shiny in my opinion, but it's not really a big deal. The scar doesn't have any paint on it. It's just molded into the forehead and the cheek. The patch is painted well enough. There's not really too much run. It's painted pretty nicely. The goatee and the eyes are also nice enough. They're not super detailed, but they're easily good enough in my opinion. The jacket has no paint on it. One of the problems I have with this guy is that the arms are have more of a sheen to them than the jacket itself. It's not too bad, it's not too noticeable, but it is a little bit different, so it looks kind of weird. The chest is shaded with paint. It's got a great sculpt. You can see all the detail in the cloth. and it has paint to accentuate that, so I'm very happy with that. Same thing with the collar. The belt is glossy black, which I like, and the buckle is painted nice and cleanly, so that's a good deal too. The pants, if there's paint shading on them, it's really hard to tell. I don't think there is any, but the lighting, I mean, no matter what light you have on it, you're going to get some pretty heavy shadows because of all the sculpting in there. So either way, they look pretty good. Again, the buckles are painted on the straps there, and the straps are glossy. The boots are glossy, the laces are not painted, so that's kind of a bummer. But that's it. That's the basic rundown of the figure. The hands do hold the guns fairly well. He's got good trigger fingers and good gripping fingers also. So I'm really pleased with this figure. It could have a little bit of a few more touches here and there in the paint department or even the sculpt, but it is definitely still a good figure. Excuse me. I do recommend you pick it up. I'm going to give this guy like an 8 out of 10 probably. Jeez, these allergies are driving me nuts. Alright, so 8 out of 10 for the new Samuel L. Jackson Nick Fury. It is a good figure. It's not perfect, but I would definitely recommend you pick it up, especially if you're going for the movie line, because he's part of the movies. He's in a lot of them. So go get it if you can find it. Walmart exclusive, $15. I think it's worth the price. Thanks for watching. Keep an eye out for more reviews and more custom figures. And in the meantime, keep collecting.